Hi folks, this is T.
And I'm Tom.
We're from Show Me Coasters. Normally when we do these park prediction videos, we start out with Six Flags Magic Mountain. But since there's been a lot of buzz around the Six Flags Great Adventure, especially the removal of El Diablo last fall, we thought, this park, high percentage, is going to receive a coaster. What's your thought on this, Tom?
Yeah, that's the buzz, is that this will be the year that they get a coaster finally.
They haven't received a coaster since
a good coaster
since 2006 with El Toro. I mean, yeah, they receive the Joker and
the 40 free spin
and the relocated Green Lantern. Yes, so the lot of YouTubers believe that it's going to be a wooden coaster, but hoping it's going to be a wooden coaster. But there's also others that think that it might be some kind of launch coaster also.
A launch coaster would really work at this park. Well, yeah, I mean, you already have King Dakar there, as far as a launch coaster goes. But a smaller launch.
They have been working with S&S and Premier, so they're. I wouldn't be surprised, but it could be a wild card. It could be an Intamin too. It's like such as the multi-launch like Maverick or Cheetah Hunt. That's not tall, but the public seems to love that. So,
well, those are really fun coasters. They're
really
not
intense. Cheap, but it's intense. So that is our thought on Six Flags Great Adventure. The next park we're going to look at is Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in Vallejo, California, just north of San Francisco. As you can see from the Google map here, this park is kind of landlocked by the lake and the highway, so they don't have much room to put big rides here. This spring they add a new section, the DC Universe, if you can see from the map, where the Flash and the Joker, that's where the DC Universe is going to be at. Since they got the 40 free spin for 2019, I think this park is going to have a down year. I think they're going to expand on the theming of the villain and the DC Universe. Probably a flat ride, maybe one or two, such as I don't know if they have an Endeavor or not. Maybe one or two flat rides to this park.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Just a couple of flat rides.
Right, just finish out the theming of the section.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a Turbolon yet or not, but I think that's probably your number one choice for that park.
They might get two small one or one big one like a Turbolon or Endeavor. Yeah.
So that's going to do it for Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. And the next park we're going to take a look at is Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is the flagship for the chain. It's their most visited park in the whole
chain.
The whole chain.
Since last year they got a West Coast racer, which is still not up yet, but I think 2020 is going to be a down year. But Six Flags Magic Mountain is hard to predict, though. So as you folks know, that the Green Lantern is going to be leaving the park here. We'll mention later what park this going to receive this. But I wouldn't be surprised. But our thought is that it's probably be a down year. Some maybe park expansion, such as the boardwalk expansion. Or my thought is that where this area is going to be vacated, it's probably they're going to add a flat ride here, just to.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think we're looking at a flat ride going.
Yeah, this park is kind of short on the flat ride package. So my pick for this park is they don't have a giant swing like the Sky Screamer. The park's the Sky Flyer, like Sky Screamer.
Right, I agree. That's my choice for this park too. They'll get a Sky Screamer finally.
It'll be a tall one though.
It'll be a 400 footer like Texas. I mean, they're not going to do a short one on it.
This is one of the moneymaker, and that's my thought. But if they're gonna put a coaster, it's gonna be something small, maybe a Skyrocket 2. But
I think they already have a. They have a Skyrocket 2?
No, they don't.
Oh no, they don't.
Discovery has a Skyrocket 2. So that's our thought on Six Flags
Magic Mountain.
It's going to be a down year. So the next park we're going to look at is our neighbor to the south, Six Flags Mexico, in Oxatep, Mexico. Yeah, last year they got the King Cobra, the relocated water slide from Six Flags Great Adventure. The year before, they had an S&S 40 free spin, one woman's coaster. I don't know, it's a Golden Lasso or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so also in 2019 they added they expanded the kids area, Bugs Bunny Boomtown and DC Super Friends area. So I think they're gonna go the route like Six Flags over Georgia, Six Flags over Texas, and add more, really develop this kids area and make it big. That's my thought on this park. So 2020 would be a kids area expansion for our neighbor to the south.
So the next park we're going to take a look at is Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Now this is one of Six Flags' most beautiful parks. I mean, this is just an amazing park.
Right in the quarry. It's amazing how they play off the rides with the quarry.
Yes. And it's really hard to predict what they're going to get because this is one of their babies.
And they've been getting a lot of love from Six Flags the last few years. A lot of first of its kind, whether it's Raptor, the water coaster, or even the 4D free spin, they were the first one to get it.
This was the first one, yeah.
So, but the thing I noticed that, the kids section didn't seem that big, and it's all over the place. So it's not a distinct Super Friend or Bugs Bunny Boomtown. So my guess is that they're gonna pile around on the park and add a bunch of small rides for the young ones.
Yeah, and that would be a really good addition to this park as well.
It is a gorgeous park. I love going to this park.
Yeah, this is a beautiful park. It's one of our favorites.
So that's our thought on Six Flags Fiesta, Texas.
Yeah, I think this year they've had some pretty big investments in the last couple of years. It's going to be a down year for this park. Probably, like we said, the kids section.
Well, they'll put a launch coaster.
Right.
The next park we're going to look at is Six Flags Over Texas, the original Six Flags. And this is the park I think, for me, I think they're going to get a coaster.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking they're online for a coaster too. I don't think it's going to be a huge coaster.
I think it's going to be like a launch coaster, maybe something like Max Force.
Right, or a Skyrocket 2. That would be a good addition. Both of those would be a good addition for this park.
Six Flags, yeah.
Something easily cloned.
Because they have not getting, even though they got the Joker in 2017, it's not really a big coaster.
No.
So that is my thought on the Six Flags Over Texas. And the next park we're going to look at is Frontier City in Oklahoma City. This park has yet not been branded as a Six Flags park. But I think in 2020, it's going to follow the trend of Darien Lake. They're going to brand this park as a Six Flags park. And Darien Lake added the Sky Screamer. So there's two rides that is distinctly Six Flags. The Drop Tower and the Sky Screamer, the giant swing. So that's our pick for Frontier City when it becomes a Six Flags park. They definitely have to add one of these. And it would look great in the open Midwest of Oklahoma.
So our next park that we're going to look at is Six Flags St. Louis. Now this is our home park, and we have done a video on this already. They've closed Tidal Wave for the season, supposedly for an extended rehab.
But
I think there's a strong possibility
it
won't come back. Yeah.
So there's two possibilities that we thought what Six Flags St. Louis could get. The first one was over the winter they sent out a survey asking the public about their opinion of this new Power Splash coaster made by Mack. And the other is the 4D free spin. We kind of changed our opinion on the turbulence, so we're going to elaborate on it. So the first coaster that we're going to look at is this Pulsar, the Power Splash made by Mack. Yeah, if you're going to remove the Tidal Wave, I don't think this is much of an improvement. And it seems like a one-trick pony. Just I like a vertical velocity on water. That's it.
But the other thing to take into consideration is St. Louis is so hot and humid.
But if
the water park is more popular than the actual ride.
I don't think this one will get you too wet.
No. Well, I mean, I think it will get you pretty wet, but
you know, the public here is so desperate for a coaster that they'll eat it up.
No, I disagree. I don't think that the St. Louis public would like this one any more than what they like Tidal Wave. We are not a water ride park. We have that water park there already, so everybody goes there to cool off.
So I mean, with you know, with the media being the public is more informed than you think, you know. So that's our thought on this Mack coaster.
So the other coaster that we wanted to talk about was the S&S 4D Free Spin.
To me, I prefer this. It's probably the S&S is probably a little cheaper than the Mack. In general, is one of the most expensive roller coaster company.
Now this one, a lot of the enthusiasts would really balk about them putting this in at our park. But St. Louis would eat this up.
The enthusiast is not the one that keeps Six Flags in business, so the public would eat it up.
This one, this would be very popular at St. Louis.
Yeah. So that's our thought on our home park of Six Flags St. Louis. The next park we're going to look at is Six Flags Great America, our second home park here in Gurnee, Illinois. I love this park. This year they receive S&S, the Max 4, so I think 2020 is going to be a down year for them. So it's kind of hard to predict, but we're thinking two possibilities: either a water park addition, some kind of slide complex. They haven't addressed the water park. Seems like forever. The other option is probably some kind of flat ride. Since they lost King Chaos, I don't know, I want to torture them and bring a different form of the top spin, the turbulent, the gyro top spin here to Six Flags Great America. It doesn't take up too much space, so that is my thought on this. What?
Yeah, I kind of agree. The one thing, they might surprise us and actually put an actual water coaster here at Six Flags in the water park. But I'm still thinking probably more along the lines of probably a Turbolon.
Or it could be another one. We keep going through the same one. They can bring, Six Flags could introduce a new flat ride we had never seen before.
They could, but it's, I think that this is your top candidate, though.
So that is our thought of Six Flags Great America. It's going to be a down year for 2020 for them. They just got like 3 coasters in 4 years, so.
Yeah.
And the next park we're going to look at is Laron in Canada, our neighbor to the north. As you may know, this spring, Six Flags Magic Mountain made an announcement that Green Lantern First Flight will be leaving the park. It is still there, folks, and they had people from Laron, the CEO and stuff, show them the ride. They've been doing improvement on it. Unfortunately, I was hoping that Six Flags wouldn't do this, but this Intamin Zack spin, it's probably going to Laron.
Yeah, that's the rumor, is that this is definitely going to Laron.
It's not much a good replacement for Cobra, the park's what do you call it, a Vekoma Boomerang. So yeah, I don't wish it on any park, but maybe it could have a second life at Laron here.
It might. Intamin is supposed to be re-engineering it to make it a little bit better.
So that's our look at Laron, our neighbor to the north. The next park we're going to look at is Darien Lake near Buffalo, New York. This is actually a reacquisition of a former Six Flags property. And this year they branded as a Six Flags park again, and by adding the
Sky
Screamer. So I think they're going to continue with that trend, and our pick is this Samperla Giant Discovery, and it would be a good addition. The public still love these kind of rides. It's still popular flat ride.
I totally agree. I think that this is what Darien Lake is going to be getting next year.
And we never been to this park yet, but I'm looking forward to visiting it. That is our look at Darien Lake.
The next park we're going to take a look at is Great Escape. at Lake George, New York. This is one of Six Flags' smaller parks.
Yeah,
it's mostly a water park, and this year they rebranded as Hurricane Harbor.
They rebranded their water park to Hurricane Harbor. So, yeah, it's a smaller park, but what I noticed, this park is missing. It's missing like signature pieces, such as the drop tower or the giant swing, the sky screamer here. They're not expensive, and they add to this, and they've been adding last 5-6 years. Been adding like small rides, little rinky dink here and there. But these are not expensive. It would make the park look almost, especially this giant swing here.
Yeah,
you can see it from the road.
I think that's your pick for this park is going to be a sky screamer.
Just to just make it look like it's you're in a Six Flags park.
Right.
So that's our look at Six Flags Great Escape in Lake George, New York.
So the next park that we're going to take a look at is Six Flags New England
in Agawam, Massachusetts. Yeah, this park and Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, they're almost when they get rides, it's almost similar ride. When they got the Joker 40 free spin, they got it. This one got it too, and vice versa. Same thing with Wonder Woman's the Discovery. But there's rumor that this park could get a coaster, and my thought is that it's going to be some kind of launch coaster, like a not big, expensive. It's more of like a short circuit launch, like Max Force or what's the other model by Premier?
The Skyrocket 2.
The Skyrocket 2. So since Six Flags Great Adventure likely going to get a coaster, I think this one will get a coaster too, but it won't be a very expensive coaster. It'll be a shorter, smaller version like the Skyrocket 2 here.
So yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be one of the, it'll be a small launch coaster. So that's going to be it for Six Flags New England. So the next park we're going to take a look at is Six Flags America
near our nation's capital, Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Yeah, last year they converted Apocalypse to a floorless, and I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think this park is gonna get some love. So there's two possibilities that what Six Flags America could get. They don't have very tall rides, besides Wonder Woman Golden Lasso. So I could see them getting the Zamperla Giant Discovery.
That I could see very easily.
The other option is they could get a coaster. Won't be an expensive one, like a 40 free spin. That is our thought, and it would be a welcome addition to this park, especially something brand new.
Yeah. So they really deserve a 40 free
near
spin.
Our nation's capital, and such a great possibility. But that is our look at Six Flags America in Upper Marlboro, Maryland here.
And so last but not least, we have Six Flags over Georgia. This was the second park ever built.
The second original.
But, over the last couple of years, this park has gotten a lot of love.
Yeah.
Last season, they received the
Discovery, Giant Discovery, and the year before was Twisted Cyclone, conversion of the wooden coaster to the RMC. So I think this year, this is another park that's going to get a coaster, but it won't be a big investment. It's my guess is they're going to round out this park and make it look like other parks. My pick would be the 40 free spin, the SNS 40 free spin for Six Flags over Georgia, and I don't know where to put it. Probably down there by.
That. I would say that you probably, if they would place it over by that
Superman
DC Super Friends area. Yeah.
So that is our look at the prediction for Six Flags chain this year. This is T.
I'm Tom.
And have a good night.